Hey everybody, welcome to the Team Eat, Sweat, Pray team call. It is August 15th and today I'm going to be talking about branding yourself. Now this is something we've definitely talked about in the past. You guys have gotten a lot of information from Kate and Christy and other people, and hopefully you're kind of doing your own research and kind of really figuring out who is you and how to brand yourself, because we're all a little bit different. So I'm gonna share my screen with you, and thank you everybody for jumping on. I see all these awesome things keep popping up. So let me share my screen with you first. All right, can everybody see that okay? Now I can't see you guys. Hold on, let me bring this down. There we go. Now I can see people over to the side. Sorry, I have to like see people or else it's just weird to me. I don't know if it'll let me. Okay, we're gonna make this just a little bit smaller. Can everybody see that okay? I'm attempting to do something different tonight, guys. I'm doing Canva instead of PowerPoint, so I'm a little bit like off my rocker right now. I'm like, I don't know how this works. This is different than my normal PowerPoint. All right, so we're gonna talk about a marketing plan for yourself for 2017, how to brand yourself. And like I said, hopefully you guys are all kind of coming into your own and trying to figure out who exactly you are and everything along those lines. And I'm just gonna give you some ideas of how to brand yourself this year, how to apply this kind of now. And like I said, this is stuff we've talked about kind of in the past, but really right now you have to apply it, okay? So that's gonna be a big thing. If you hear a little one in the background, she is getting a bath right now. So that's what that is. All right. So on this first page here, I want to talk about mission. So our mission is to serve, right? Like all of us jump in. If I asked any one of you, like why you do this, it's because you want to help others, right? And I think that is from a veteran coach all the way to your newest coach. Like we want to jump in to serve others. Like we want to help others. We want to help them get fit. We want to do all this stuff. But here's the deal, you guys. God has given us this potential. So that is his gift to us. And our gift gets to be what we do with that potential. So if you're here, if you're watching this team call, if you are like, I am trying to figure out this coaching thing and I have no idea what I'm doing, obviously your mission is to help others. There's a reason you're here. So now you need to figure out, how are you going to do that? Now we give you a ton of information, you guys, from these calls like this to our Google Drive. We have so much information that you truly could copy and paste whatever you want, and you can do that. But here's the deal. If it's not authentically you, it's going to come across as a little strange. So right now, what you really want to concentrate on is not just copying and pasting things that we're providing. What you want to do is embrace those. Yes, still utilize those things, use the images, use the different things that we put together, but definitely put your own spin to it. And that's when you're going to start really figuring out what your brand is and figuring out who you are when you're hosting different groups and things along those lines. When we say that we want to make this duplicatable and we have all these things, these tools that you can utilize, we truly mean it. But if you are completely just copying and pasting every single thing, people aren't going to get to know the real you, and they're not going to get to see your potential. All right, so who is your avatar? This is like the big thing that we talk about pretty often, you guys. If you hear all the time, it's like, figure out who your avatar is. And I remember being a new coach and going, I don't know what the heck an avatar is. What is this avatar people keep talking about? What do you mean speak to your avatar? Who is this other person? And it seriously, you guys, it took me to probably like 2.5 years to really get this whole like avatar thing, that you actually have to speak to your avatar. So now when I'm posting, I truly have to think about like, who was that pre-Beachbody avatar? Because everybody's always like, who are you? Get to know you. Do all these things that, about yourself. And I'm like, I don't know who that person is. So I had to really sit down and think, okay, who was I pre-Beachbody, before these groups? Because I found myself going, okay, well, now I like health and fitness and I like nutrition and I like all these things. And I kept posting all this stuff. And it clicked to me one day that I was like, I'm targeting other coaches is what I'm doing by posting nonstop about health and fitness and nonstop about, my nutrition and all these things. Like, yes, you should still be doing those things because we're passionate about it and we should be using what we're passionate about. And I'm passionate about both those things. But your target market is truly the people that are your pre-Beachbody. So before Beachbody, who are you? And I'm just going to read my list of things that I just typed up here. So when I'm posting, you guys, I'm speaking to somebody who's a mom, who's probably a wife, who has stretch marks, who has maybe accepted her body, even though she really, really doesn't like her body. She wants to play with her kids, but she has no energy. She's busy. She loves DIY projects. If you guys know me really well at all, I love do-it-yourself projects, much to my husband's dismay. Dislikes laundry. I seriously dislike laundry. Has mom guilt when she puts herself first. I mean, seriously, is that somebody else's avatar? Because when I was sitting here making this list, I was like, I could not believe the mom guilt that I had before. So you should be speaking to that person. If that's something that you felt before Beachbody, speak to that person that has that guilt. Maybe she encourages independence for her kids, even though she's really shy. She's probably an introvert. That's something that's really personal to me. I am very much an introvert, you guys. Even though everybody I tell that to, they're like, you're crazy. You're not an introvert. I'm like, no, really, I am. Loves to travel, is a chocolate connoisseur. And that's something you guys recently, like this whole chocolate thing, I really just decided to embrace because I truly love chocolate. And yes, you shouldn't eat it all the time, but I really do love it. And that's part of me. Is a stress and boredom eater, dislikes cooking. You guys, I mean, I think I talk to so many people and they're like, you must just love cooking. I'm like, no, really, I don't. And the more and more people I found telling me that, the more and more I realized I need to be putting that out there more because I need to attract that person that doesn't like cooking. That's the pre-Beachbody me. That's still me. I still don't love cooking. But I wanted to learn how to eat healthy. So that's why I started doing this more often, you guys. Speak to that pre-Beachbody avatar. And I hope this gives you a little bit clearer idea of what an avatar is, because trust me, you guys, I sat through, I don't know how many trainings where they kept talking about this dang avatar. And I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. Okay, next, you need to go where your people are. So once you figure out who your people are, you need to go where they are. So are you somebody that most of your people are on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on Snapchat? Are you a huge blog reader and your people you really relate to are reading blogs? You need to find where your strength is and find where those people are. Now, don't chase, like I have this little thing on here, don't chase the shiny things if it's working for you. If you are just killing it on Facebook and the groups are doing good for you and you're not having any problems at all, continue to do that. But don't fear the change. If it's fear that you're feeling by thinking about having to change something, don't give in to that fear. If you're like, I'm doing really good on Facebook and that's all I'm going to do, please don't think that way. Facebook is going to evolve. Instagram is coming up. Snapchat's coming along. All of these different things, you have to be aware of basically kind of how to run them. You don't necessarily have to be on all of them, but have an idea and realize when things start getting slow in your area that you can't be fearful of change. You have to embrace it and maybe go where your people start going. Because I know mine has always been Facebook, you guys. That's where the majority of my people are. The majority of people are still on Facebook. But you guys, I'm seeing a lot more on Instagram are coming up and I'm going, okay, I can see that flow. I can see that trend of the people that are either my age or are kind of in my situation as far as being a mom and different things like that. I'm seeing more of that. So you have to find where your people are and then kind of also be knowledgeable of those other areas so you are not fearful to make that change if you need to change and follow where your people are. Because you guys, you can't be really selfish about this. You can't just go, yeah, but I've always done Facebook and Facebook works for me, or oh, I've always done Instagram and Instagram works for me, or Snapchat or whatever it is. And don't be fearful to dabble in more than one. I'm definitely doing that now. I keep telling myself I'm going to dabble more in Snapchat, and it's become a time issue for me. It's not so much a fear thing. I need to do it. It's just something that you have to just decide one day that you're going to do. And that's what I had to do with Instagram. Like Instagram, I fought you guys against going to this Instagram route for probably a year and a half. I was like, nope. I kept saying, oh, I need to figure it out. But I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't figuring it out. And now that I am, I'm kicking myself for not doing this 18 months ago when I first was fighting it. Like, just give in. If you feel like you're having to fight something, check it out. Go on YouTube, you guys. Seriously, there are so many videos. Check them out, figure out what it is you're scared of, and learn to conquer that. All right, so part of the branding too, you guys, is you have to give people what they want while still being authentic to you. So like I said, the Instagram thing is something new to me, but you guys, the stories are amazing. Now, what are really people wanting though? They want your realness. They want live videos. They want to see what you are actually like on video. They want to see you on camera, which is so scary. I mean, isn't it? If you've never done a live video, that's an intimidating thought. That's so scary to think that people actually want to see you speak. They want to see how you act and your mannerisms and what do you do when you get flustered. Like, they want to see that. They want to see the real you. And you have to be providing value in that. You can't just go on because, okay, how many people have seen the person that jumps on live and they're like, hey, I'm like doing whatever, and I thought I'd jump on here, and blah, 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 blah. And you're sitting there, and after like a minute, you're going, why am I watching this? Like, what is going on here? Like, they still want value. They want to watch you. They seriously, like I say on here, they want to creep on your day-to-day. They do. What do you want to show them? Whatever you're going to show them when you're letting them creep on you, and you're seeing these live videos, and maybe you're doing the Insta stories, or maybe you're doing the Facebook stories now. The Facebook stories are awesome as well. What are you showing them? You still have to be providing value in there. So when you jump on live, don't let it just be about some random thing and, hey, I don't know, I'm doing health and fitness stuff and I wanted to jump on and see if anybody had any questions and then sit there. Like, no, you don't want to do that. You still want to be providing value. They want to see that strength, you guys. They want to see you at your best, but they also want to see your weaknesses. They want to see those little flaws and those little chips and those little cracks that you have. But they also want to see that you're somebody that they get to still look up to, if that makes sense. They want to see you as a peer, but yet somebody that they're like, I admire this person. I want to follow this person. You have to give them that value and that content. So these pictures over on the side, you can see this picture of me where I'm like flex, relax, and then super relaxed. You guys, this was really hard for me to post. It really, truly was. But I got so much feedback. And this was my first picture that I put up on Instagram that I'm like constantly getting all of these likes on that I hadn't had really a ton of traction on Instagram. And now suddenly I'm seeing all these following. And part of it is because they're seeing the real me, that this is me being vulnerable, but yet I'm adding value to them. I have gotten so many messages, you guys, off of this picture, strictly because they're like, thank you for, showing what it's actually like, because here, you see me flexed and I look pretty dang good, but when I'm super relaxed, I don't look that way. And, they want to see that strength of, hey, look, I've toned up, I'm to this point, but here's my weakness. And you get that mix. Does that make sense? I'm hoping I'm making sense and not just rambling, guys. Okay, so once you've kind of found your avatar, you kind of decided, okay, where you're going to go as far as where your people are, you need to create a vision with it and you need to plan it out. Now, this is something I shared. This little image here is the weekly posting schedule. I shared this within our team page not that long ago. And this is where you want to look at and think about, okay, my pre-Beachbody avatar. And you need to fill this out, you guys. This is going to save you guys time. It's also going to help you decide where you're adding that value in. And this is truly kind of your marketing plan of what you're going to share, where you're adding value in each and every week. And you get to have it all broken down. So I'm going to kind of just talk about this a little bit here. So I have on top like events that you want to promote. Maybe you have a free clean eating group. You can put that in there. Maybe you have some recognition if you will have coaches you want to recognize, challengers you want to recognize. If you have any team page posts, maybe there's something you guys saw that you're like, oh my gosh, I have to share that with my team. We want to know this. I mean, you guys have huge value to add to our team page. Any additional posts you think of. This whole first line I have marked off for curiosity, valuable, and vulnerable posts. So this is when, I was taking those pictures when I was 6 months postpartum and I'm going, I really should do this. This is where I would put that in there. I would say Monday, this is what I'm putting in. This is my vulnerable post. And I'm going to create value there. And then maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I made this awesome, I don't know, something that's very personal to you. Like for me, a DIY project. Maybe I came up with something that was really an easy way to, I don't know, hang up kids' coats or something like that. And those are your valuable posts. Add those in. The next one is for workouts and nutrition posts. This is where you would figure out, okay, what does your meal plan look like? You guys, this is also going to help you stay a little bit more accountable to your meal plans. And here you can figure out, what am I planning on making? Okay, I decided this night I'm making, let's do the zucchini noodles, for example. And you're like, I plan on this Tuesday. I'm going to post about this on Tuesday. It's going to help keep you on par with your nutrition as well, if you actually plan these things out, but also share your workouts. This is also going to help you not necessarily be like posting the same things over and over and over again. And this is going to create that brand that's well-rounded. So yes, you're going to have your main things in there, but it's also going to give you guys so much more of you. So people, when they go to your page or they're following you and they're going, oh, you know what? She posted a really good recipe the other week. Oh, and she also absolutely loves knitting. I love knitting too. And this really helps you guys find your niche market where you're really truly branding yourself by being very consistent with this. Now, this is something you have to do every week though. You have to consistently do this. And our goals are always, to put up 3 to 5 posts a day. This is going to help you break down that. And also, you guys, you can schedule your posts now. Like, how awesome is that? I should see if it's on personal page. Maybe I should clarify that. I know on like pages, you can schedule your posts out on your like pages. But you can put these up and this creates that good value. You can also put your week's affirmations on there. I put that on there because I feel like we all need to give ourselves a little bit more love and credit. Okay, guys, so now we just need to check our egos, because this is really what it comes down to, is being open or vulnerable. Don't assume that the people that are following you, that they don't need you. I think a lot of times we forget that we do have value. And how often do you guys go, oh, I really should put a post up, but I have no idea what to post. I have nothing to post. Like, you think that you don't have any value to add to others, and really you have so much value, and you have to believe that. Be patient. You guys have to be so patient, because often you guys, coaches jump into this and they might do this consistently for a month or two. You guys, it might take a year. I'm not even kidding. It might take a year of you posting consistently before people really truly are starting to reach out to you. You guys, it took me like 2.5 years. And now I consistently have people reaching out to me because I truly have branded myself as this mom who's not afraid to be vulnerable, that I've shown people that I'm okay showing you all my weak points, but I'm also going to show you my strengths. I'm going to show you when I fall off the bandwagon. I'm going to show you how I encourage my kids to be independent. I'm going to show you all these things. But people watched me for a long time. And you guys, I can tell you, I had 3 messages yesterday. All of them started out with, hey, Sindel, this is weird, but I've been following you for a while. All of them said that. I've been following you for a while. And all of them have been following me for almost 2 years, you guys. So people are going to watch on you. They're going to creep on you, and decide what you're passionate about. Seriously, are you passionate about DIY projects? This is something I should share more about, because I truly am. Partly I don't get enough done is why I don't share about it, but I love those things. So if you're passionate about it, share it. That's going to help you brand yourself. Okay, now we have your assignments, because I'm wrapping up my thing here. You're going to create your brand, okay? First off, this is something that Kate mentioned last week, and we've mentioned, I think when we came back from Summit, I think we might have talked about this there, but you need to pick a name for your groups. You guys, everybody has groups. There's groups for this, there's groups for that, there's groups for everything. So like Kate has her Busy Girl Boot Camp. Pick a name. And I want you to not overthink it. Don't overthink this, seriously, because you can change it. It's okay. Whatever like your gut instinct is, because I know, first off, I'm really grateful that Christy was like, I feel like MomBot is something for you. And so like I named my MomBot Nation. I agonized that for almost a week though. And I was like, oh, what should I do? Should I put it this? And then I finally came down to, it doesn't matter what I do, because I can change it. If I decide 6 months from now I don't like it, you can change it. But pick something. Don't say you're going to have these groups. Talk about that they're the support thing. Don't call them some Beachbody group or anything along those lines. And I'm hoping none of you guys are doing that at all. The second thing, as far as your assignment, is you need to be okay with making money in this. Now, I think this really truly is part of everybody's really big fear and why they're reaching out. And you need to be okay with people being able to reach out to you and being willing to basically pay you for your service, because you're putting a lot of heart and soul into this, and there has to be that good exchange. Because if you're pouring your heart and soul into this, you guys, and you're not getting any feedback, which for the most of us is going to be some form of payment, yes, you're going to have those internal payments and you're going to get those nice comments and all those things. All those things do fuel us, but you have to be okay with the money thing. And I find that a lot of people go, but I just want to help people. I just want to do this. And it stops them. And then they stop posting and they stop creating that brand because they are so fearful of making money in this. You have to be okay with that. You have to stop following other coaches. This was something that Kate mentioned last week too, was you have to stop following other people, you guys. I can tell you in the last few months when I haven't been following coaches for a long time, but prior to Summit, prior to a few things, I had really gotten kind of fixated with a few coaches. And I found myself just wanting to do everything that they were doing. And I was really losing myself in the process. And I was really losing that branding that I'd done. If something feels natural to you guys, you have to post what feels natural to you. Don't post what the other people are doing. Don't think you have to post what they're doing. Here's my other big challenge, and this might be super, super scary to you guys. If you've hosted 5 or more groups, I want you to try hosting your own group. Now, I can tell you right now, so Christy and I have hosted groups together for so long, like for really the last couple of years, we've hosted groups together. And then we recently started doing our own groups. And it really helps you create your niche and how you want to coach your groups. Now, Christy and I we just did a clean eating group together. I'm not saying you have to do all your groups on your own. And if you're a new coach, please utilize this and, coach with somebody else. But once you host your own few free, whether it's a free group or a full group, all of a sudden you really become your own identity as a coach, because you have to, first off. But secondly, it really feels good to finally embrace kind of more of that branding of what works good for you. And it's kind of trial and error of what works well in your specific groups. And then also that posting schedule I just showed you. I really want you guys to be filling that out every single week. This is in our Google Drive. You can fill it out, print as many as you want, fill it out, and decide that where you're adding that value. Figure out who exactly you are trying to attract and create that value in there, and don't overwhelm yourself with it. Okay, that's all I have for y'all tonight. I'm going to stop my share here. Hopefully you guys got a few tips on how to brand yourself a little bit better, or at least some confidence in this, because I know it's intimidating. Anybody any takeaways or any questions at all? Don't everybody talk at once. Okay.
I was just going to say something. I think that was great, Sindel. Thank you. It's always a good reminder to that I already plan out my posts, and I don't do it that organized, but I think that reminder of are we continuously spitting out, the same stuff? Are we a one-trick pony? Because we get comfortable in what people like from us. And you don't even realize until you do it, that they're going to like this whole other side of you even that much more. So I liked that you kind of gave direction on what do I talk about if I'm not just talking about fitness, or if I'm not just talking about my family, or if you are, a family person. You and I have had the conversation. I'm a mom, but I don't feel like a mom. So I connect with moms who don't feel like moms, right? Because they work all the time and don't see their kids and whatever, right? So it's kind of trying to find that connection. Yes, you're a mom, but what kind of mom are you? Kind of thing. So thank you for sharing that.
I wanted to do, if it's okay, we're going to go around the thing really fast. And I would love you guys to each say something that's really unique about you. I know this puts you on the spot and it's kind of scary, but I think one thing, like what Christy said, how she feels like she's not a mom, that's very individual to her, and obviously some of us are going to be the same, but let's just go around the room really, really fast and just say one thing that is very unique to you that would be like your avatar pre-beach body. Rochelle, I'm starting with you because you're on the side of me.
Sounds good. I would say that I like gardening and canning. Yeah. Did you hear me?
I can't. I think that's awesome. I also
Yeah.
Okay, Kelsey, how about you next? Or I'm just gonna pick everybody. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. I have no idea what is unique about me.
Hard.
It is very hard.
We can come back.
I get involved with way too many things. I like to be involved with lots of things. So I'm always taking on way more projects than I should be. And then I get myself worked up about it.
I can relate to that one. How about Laura? Do you want to go next?
So I don't know if it's necessarily unique because I think a lot of newer coaches still feel this way, but I still struggle with the making money part of it. My husband keeps yelling at me because I keep letting people in the groups that are already signed up with a different coach, but they haven't been working with them for 6 months. And it's just like, okay, why are you doing that? You're not getting new people, you're getting other people. So that's what I struggle with a lot lately.
That's a hard point, I think, because we definitely talk about you don't want to step on another coach's toes. And I think when I'm approached, and Kate and Christy definitely weigh in, and Kendra, I'm sure you get this too. When I'm approached with that, I always tell people, I'm sorry, this is exclusively for my coaches. Are you working with your coach actively? And if they're like, nope, sorry, I haven't, then I feel like, please reach out to your coach as appropriate. You should probably ask them, like, why don't you ask them and see if they have a group coming up? And if they're still coming back, it is okay to have them change. Because if they have a coach that they signed up that, it was a friend, but yet they're like, I'm sorry, this person disappears from groups all the time and it was not beneficial and this was a year ago, it's okay for them to change because you are putting your heart and soul into this.
Yeah, it's one of those tough things.
It's a icky feeling part of coaching.
I think as time goes on, though, you get more comfortable and confident with it because you realize how much of your heart and soul you're putting into it, and that you deserve to be compensated, in some type of way for that, or in some type of way. And it's okay to say that to people. I mean, I've shared that with people. I just say, this is how, if you're trying to build a full-time income, you can say that. I think people appreciate knowing that, like, this is real to you. This isn't just something where anybody can join, because you do put a lot of time and love into the people that you're working with. So you'll get more and more comfortable. It took me a long time to get there, but you're worth it. You deserve that. So don't ever discount what you're doing, because you're changing lives and you deserve to be compensated in some type of way.
And here's the other thing, Laura, sorry, I just want to jump on. So you're in the process of building your team and your business, and you just got to keep in mind, like, as you're building and getting started, I found myself doing that as well, letting people in that maybe just had the programs or weren't directly purchasing from me. You do see a lot of those people come back to you, though, and purchase down the road. It takes time. And you are very consistent with your posting, and you are a very good group leader. So you will, like they said, get better at requiring you to be their coach, like Sindel said. I just feel like, I always say too, if you have a coach, ask them if they're hosting any groups. If they're not, or they're not an active coach, then I don't feel bad. If they're wanting to get involved and get back into it, I don't think there is any question about them just switching coaches, you know. And if someday I quit actively coaching, I would hope that my followers would go find somebody else that was actively coaching. So I think, I mean, even after your post today, Laura, on Facebook, I think you're just going to get tons and tons of, you're kind of a sneaky poster. Like, the way you looked in those pictures today, like, you don't see that in the other pictures you've been posting. So just keep, I know you're pouring your heart and soul into this and you're not seeing a lot of kickback, but I do truly believe you will. So you just need to stick with it and stay consistent, and you're really doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Love that. Alicia, you're next.
I'd say the biggest thing with me is that in my past, I was never, ever, ever athletic by any means. I always limited myself in thinking I couldn't do it because I'm bigger chested. That would be my biggest excuse. So now I have the mentality that I can do it, and if I can do it, then a lot of other people can do it, because I was not active in sports. I mean, anything. That was not me. So I'm trying to get people to get that mindset that maybe I am active, you know, now. So that's the most unique thing about me.
Kendra, how about you?
I would say that I loved sports in high school, and even as athletic as I was, or my husband's snickering back here. He must not have thought I was athletic, but I want to say that I was athletic. But even though through all those sports, I never, ever, until I lost weight with Beachbody, felt confident in my body. And so I was somebody that I just don't feel like I've ever had a lot of self-confidence. So I would say that that would be something that I should probably focus on a little bit more, because I think a lot of people, and then when you have kids, it takes, you know, the whole mom guilt and not feeling worth that time and not being able to take that time. I think that's something we should all really focus on, because now it's like, I feel like I deserve that time. That is my mindset has totally changed. Like, I need that time. That is my time, and I won't give that up. It's a non-negotiable for me anymore. So like Alicia said, all this is really a mindset change. It really is. Every single piece of it. You know, you can be a morning person. You can do Insanity Max. You can do anything. You just got to put your mind to it. So never confident.
I love how confident you're getting, though. You're like, we're going to chat later. Okay, Heather, how about you?
For me, sorry, I'm on my cell phone and I know my lights are glaring, so I apologize. For me, pre-Beachbody, I mean, I was always athletic and fit and active, and between my husband and I, we have 6 kids and these 2 fur dogs you see on my laps. And I kind of lost myself along the way and didn't put myself first. And, after really trying to get more active with Beachbody, I found myself again in some of those things that I just really love about myself, and was able to get some confidence back and self-worth and self-love, and with that have more time and energy and effort for those things that I was considering distracting prior. So just kind of a win-win, just getting myself back.
Mary Beth, let's hear about your pre-Beachbody avatar. Thanks for being on. I'm excited to see you.
So I was just kind of thinking about what's going on with me, and I'm a teacher, but now I'm kind of dealing with transitioning because I'm not going back to work. I'm staying home because I just had a baby. So that's kind of where I am right now, just thinking about all those changes right there in of itself, I guess, if that makes any sense. I'm a little sleep deprived these days, so I apologize.
That totally makes sense. Lori, how about you, hon?
Let's see. I guess pre-Beachbody, well, ever since high school, I've never been overweight or never had weight issues, but I was never comfortable with what I looked like or who I was. I was never confident. I never had any self-esteem. So this has made a big difference for that. And so I find myself wanting to reach out to those kind of people more now. And then also I was a total, like how you were saying you hated to cook. I actually loved it. I was a total foodie before I went to nursing school, and now I work full time also. So I don't have as much time to do it anymore, but I really want to get back into that. I had such a passion for cooking, and it was just great. And now that I know so much more about nutrition, I want to get more into that and gear some more of my posts about that. So
I can't wait to see your posts.
You're also, Lori, I have to say, you're also like a multi-generational mom, which I think is something that's like a whole.
I am that.
I don't know if that's the right word, but like, you know.
No, I know what you're saying, because that is something that, because I have adult children all the way down to a 7-year-old. So
right, and I think that's amazing. Like there are people out there who would totally relate to that, and I think that's amazing. I saw your post today, and I'm like, and it's like,
yeah, that's what everyone says, and they're like, 5 kids, wow, ooh. And then when I tell them the ages, they're like, oh my gosh. So yeah,
of like what the difference between your first and your last, like parenting. I mean, it's always different. I mean, I can tell you just
yes,
you don't have that generational gap because mine are 7 and I'm younger, but
yep.
Like obviously your first and your last is so different, but you have like a bigger span of like, what was it like to have
it was
this many years ago versus now, like the difference in parenting.
Yeah,
I want to see
it's totally, I know it is totally different. And it's so funny how much I think it's, I guess maybe I'm better at it now. Of course I was younger. I was like 21 when I had my first one. So I was so dumb. I was so young. Because I mean, now my oldest is 24, and I think, oh my God, I already had like a 3-year-old by the time I was her age. And she doesn't even want kids. So it is different. And just even like things, like what clothes looked like and different little like baby products, how everything, it was just different. It was different between all of them. So
Angie, how about you?
Okay, I've had a lot of time to think, obviously. I still can't really think of what. I mean, because I feel like there's just so much, really. Gosh, I don't even know. I think a lot of what I do talk about is kind of what like Kendra was saying, and even with like Lori, and just the self-confidence. I was a teen mom, and so starting then I had a lot of like concern about what others thought about me, how I was labeled because of that, and then from there it just kind of spiraled, struggles with self-image, depression, eating disorders, and the list goes on and on and on. So I tend to focus a lot on that. And then also now, just with my kids being older, the busyness of life, but yet, you still needing to put yourself, making yourself a priority too. So I don't know.
I love that you're vulnerable about those. I mean, I think those are things that you should definitely actively be sharing, because there is a humongous population that serves that we don't know about that. So people are scared to talk about those things. People are scared to talk about what it was like, having a child so young. And I love that you're willing to share that.
Thanks.
Sarah, I think you are up, my dear. I like your little one. Oh, you're still muted. Here, let me unmute you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks. Sorry, it's like a circus here. My husband's on nights. I guess my pre-beach body self was maybe lost is the best word. I kind of lost a sense of who I was. Because I ended up, I don't know, for whatever reason, for lots of reasons, I ended up being like so many things to so many different people, a mom and a wife and a dog mom, and trying to be an attorney, and my husband works all these weird hours, and I just kind of felt like there was nothing left for me. And because there was nothing left for me, I didn't know who I was anymore. So because of Beachbody, now I'm more confident in myself, and I'm more willing to take time for myself, and I'm more willing to invest in myself because I see value in investing in myself. Sorry, guys, I'm really sorry. And I see what we as women can accomplish when we invest in ourselves and when we work together as a team. And I just think that there's so much value in that. And obviously, we're all passionate about that and want to share that. So if I can be another one of the tribe that helps, that would be a goal for me.
Kate, how did you end up at the end of my page? You're up next.
Sorry, all of a sudden I missed the end of your presentation because the computer started going like beeping. So something's wrong with my computer. It was bad last week too, so I had to come back on. So that's why I'm at the end. I try to think, like, there's a lot of things that I feel like I keep adding to the list. But just now popped into my head. I feel that I haven't really shared much at all on social media. Is that I never really wanted to be such a active mom, if that makes sense. My goal when I was in my mid-20s was to climb the corporate ladder, right? And to be so successful in a career that I knew I would never have time for. I'd want to be a mom, but I wouldn't have that time. And I was okay with that until all of a sudden, like, I started law school and realized like that was where my heart was. So it's like I never wanted to be a mom. Wanted to be a mom, but not, it's hard to explain, but I am now, and that's all that I want. And I still can like have my thing with Beachbody, but I'm not like, it doesn't take all of my time or my heart away from the things that truly matter to me in life. So I think I just had that loss of like what's truly important and priorities. And I don't know, it was just like a dark point in my life, and I feel like I'm now whole, being a mom and being able to be home with my daughter. So something I never thought I would want.
I love that. I can so relate to that because I never wanted to be a mom. That was not me. Everybody was talking about kids, and I'm like, you guys have fun with your kids. And now I have 4 of them. Funny how that happens. Jackie, I don't know if you can hear us, but you're the last one. But if you are busy, we will just wrap this up. Okay, guys. I'm gonna do
No, I think April needs to go yet.
Oh, did I miss somebody?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm not going to let her sneak away, though.
Thank you, Kendra.
Yep.
Darn you, Kendra. It's really funny, Cyndall, that you talk about how you never wanted to be a mom, never felt that pull, because I always did. I mean, for as long as I can remember, I was the baby hog. I was, the kid that, there was a baby and can I hold the baby? And I've just always loved kids so much. It's summertime and I'm a teacher and getting ready for school to start and everything. And I'm the crazy lady that had 12 kids at my house in addition to my own 3, because our daycare lady takes the month of August off. And I love kids and I love helping others. And so that's just something that I've always been very passionate about, and always wanted to do something with kids. So
that's awesome. Props to you. I know where to send my kids now if they're like driving me crazy. I can be like, you're gonna go hang out with April.
And I just got to add, my 8-year-old that was refusing to play football this year and was like just not going to give it a chance. No. Spent one day at April's today, and guess what? He is giving it a chance. So her and her husband are wonderful with kids, and they do awesome with their own kids. They're great parents.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry, April, your box moved and I was going around my screen and it moved. So, okay, guys, I'm going to do an Insta story real quick. So everybody's going to wave. Does that sound good? Ready? This is our amazing team. This is Team Eat, Sweat, Pray. A few of our ladies, we're doing our team call. They are like thebomb.com. I'm not kidding, you guys. These are my tribe. Now, everybody, I don't know how to mute this. Everybody do a screenshot or something, and I want to see everybody on Insta stories or your Facebook stories or something that you were on this call tonight. Get out your phones or do whatever you need to do, and then we'll jump off this call. Everybody looks funny, smile. Are we good? Did everybody get one? All right, yay. Okay, you guys, thank you guys for jumping on tonight. I so appreciate it. This recording is going to go up. Hopefully you guys learned something. Figure out who that avatar is pre-Beachbody.